Harry left his older brother out of most of his public attacks on the royals this year, but insiders fear he is saving choice words for his book, due out next year. Harry's memoir will need to contain something new, and Palisades are trying their best to get ahead of it. The big fear, according to the source, is that Harry might sound off on the unfounded rumors that circulated about Will's once having an affair with a neighbor in Norfolk. It absolutely wasn't true, and press officers were aggressive in having the story killed, stresses the source. Harry was enraged by that, as he felt they weren't defending negative stories about Meghan with anywhere near as much vigor. Harry also wants to get out his frustrations about how William didn't warmly welcome Meghan into the fold. William is definitely dreading this memoir's release. Meghan Markle is also planning to release her own memoir. And she's confident that her book will have a different tone compared to Prince Harry. Markle has always wanted to control the narratives being written about her, that's why she decided to write her own memoir. Duchess is also allegedly determined to release her memoir to silence the haters and those who are questioning her credibility. She wants to defend herself and state the facts as she sees them. Besides, she has great confidence in her ability as a writer. She has a crisp and articulate style that is a publisher's dream. Meghan's currently weighing up the pros and cons with regards to the timing of the book, but Harry's all for it. The 40-year-old is planning to correct false stories and serve as a credible version of events. And she might even release it before Prince Harry drops his first book in 2022. Either way, it means that we've got a busy year of Sussex-themed book club meetings ahead. Prince Harry is still finalizing his memoir before the 2022 release date. Markle, on the other hand, just started writing her memoir, but she's almost done because she's a gifted writer. The thinking is that Meghan can release her own memoir several months earlier because she's a quick writer and will take a different tone to Harry. She's well aware of other biographies and documentaries being made about her and wants to control the narrative. It's a question of when, not if, and she won't be afraid to ruffle a few feathers in the royal family with it. After Prince Harry announced his memoir, he and his wife will be signing more book deals together and separately. We're told Markle and Harry will team up for a book that is described as being focused on leadership and philanthropy. Markle will also, allegedly, write a wellness book and a sensational memoir. The Duchess of Sussex recently released a children's book called The Bench, which was inspired by the poem that she wrote for Prince Harry. The Bench started as a poem I wrote for my husband on Father's Day, the month after Archie was born. That poem became this story. My hope is that The Bench resonates with every family, no matter the makeup, as much as it does with mine. After Prince Harry and Meghan Markle stepped down as senior members of the royal family, they were accused of a slew of things which could see them making a comeback on social media. According to a royal commentator, the Duke of Duchess of Sussex might be seeking to control their own narrative, after their royal Instagram handle, @SussexRoyal, was inactive since March 2020 since they made their move to the US. Commentator Neil Shawn, while speaking on his YouTube channel, said, "This particular story ultimately centers on the fact that Harry and Meghan are gearing up allegedly for a busy 2022. One of the ideas that they're looking is making sure they make their mark in the world of media. After all, this is how they make their money now, as we often tell you here on the show, but what is interesting is how they do make their money and how they make their mark. Now, what I find interesting for them, if you recall a few months back now, they decided to quit social media. They said it was a harmful place, full of toxicity.